Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, Haitians. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Aqua who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. And this is the beast and its mark. Lord's willing, let's be edified. Now we got a lot of back and forth about the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, okay? About it being um, philosophies and all other madness, okay? All other different um, different doctrines of what the mark of the beast is, okay? So first and foremost, we're going to get into what is the beast, right? So this is Daniel chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 1. And it reads, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and he told the sum of the matters. It reads, Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. Now we know about Babylon, which was a lion, right? Medo-Persian Empire, which was the bear, and we know about the Greek Empire, which was the leopard. Okay, we know about those. But what this lesson is about is the beast. Okay, the fourth beast. So this is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. After this, I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Okay, now the 10 horns. I'm going to read the 10 horns, which is EU and which is the European Union. The 10 horns is Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany, and Netherlands. Those are the 10 horns. Okay. Now, everything been moved around. Okay. The 7 heads is Germania Major, Rome, French, Spanish, Germania Minor, British, and the Greeks. Okay. The beast had 7 heads and 10 horns. The fourth beast, right? Which is the Roman Empire. Okay, you got to understand this is talking about a kingdom. Okay, now back in Daniel 7 and 7, this is Daniel 7 and 8, and I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns, that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Okay, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Verse 23. Then he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which is the Roman Empire, which shall be diverse from all the other kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings. They shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Okay? Now, talking about the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire, right? Now, when it says he shall subdue 3 kings, when you understand the 10 horns, okay, the 10 horns originally was German, Swiss, French, Italy, English, Portugal, Spain. Okay, then you had the Heruli, Ostrogoths, and the Vandals, which those 3 kings they went to they was extinct. Okay, they was taken down. Okay, so the 10 kings was Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany, and Netherlands. Okay, that's about the 10 horns. The 7-headed 10-horn beast, the dragon, right? So now let's go to let's go to Job chapter 9:24. Because what you have to understand is the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, right? This is Job 9:24, and it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where, and who is he? Okay? Who is the wicked according to the Bible? The Edomites, right? The 7 heads of the beast that had the 10 horns is Germana Major, Romans, French, Spanish, Germana Minor, British, and Greeks. Those are all Edomites, man. Okay? All Edomites. So the 7 heads of the dragon is all Edomites. Now, what color is the dragon? It's red, man. Right? Now, let's go to Revelation. And let's start at Revelation chapter 6, right? Revelation 6. We're going to start at verse 2. And this is talking about Yahushua. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer, right? It said, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red. Who is this representing? The Edomites. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Now we know the Edomites, Esau's blessing was to live by the sword, right? It said that he was going to have dominion over the earth. That's what Job 9:24 comes into play, right? And he was given, it said, there was given unto him a great sword, the red horse, which is Esau Edom. Now, when you go to verse verse 8, and it said, and I looked, and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. What does Habakkuk 2 tell you, man? That they are as death, right? And hell, man. It tell you the same thing in Revelation chapter 9. I mean in Psalms chapter 9, okay? So it say, and I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death and hell, was death and hell followed him. Because like it say in the first movie, the first Planet Ace movie, right? They are the harbingers of death. The scripture tell you that in Habakkuk and Psalms, man, that they are death and hell, man. Okay? It say, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. Power was given to who? The Edomites. To kill with the sword and with hunger, right? And with death and with the beasts of the earth, meaning the different animals, right? When you understand this, it say, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, right? Which is Esau blessing, the sword, and with hunger, because the Lord is going to have these Edomites to bring the famine, man, right? They're going to create martial law, concentration camps, race riots, right? Uproars of the people. They're doing it now, man, right? To kill with the sword and hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth, right? Now, let's go to Revelation. Let's start at chapter 12, because this is about the beast, right? This is Revelation 12 and verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Now, this is talking about the dragon, right? The fourth beast, which was the dragon in Daniel the 7th chapter. Now, we're going to come back to that. So let's go to Revelation the 13th chapter. It's Revelation 13 and 1. We're going to go back to to Revelation chapter 12. This is Revelation 13 and 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Again, the 7 heads is Germana Major, Romans, French, the Spanish, Germana Minor, British, and the Greeks. That's the 7 heads. Again, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. Right? The 10 horns is Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany, and Netherlands. Okay? The 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads is NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? The 10 horns is EU, which was called the European Economic Community, right? EU. So the EU and NATO is the beast, okay? Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, right? That leopard represented who? Alexander the Greek. And his feet were as the feet of a bear, which was Medo and Persia Empire. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, which was what? Babylon, okay, with Nebuchadnezzar, right? And the dragon, which is the fourth beast, the Roman Empire, gave his power and his seat. And and the dragon gave him his power. The dragon gave who the power? The beast, the fourth beast, right? And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay? To who? The 7 head and 10 horn, which is the Roman Empire. Listen. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. the Roman Empire went down, right? It said a deadly wound was healed. What is this talking about? And all the world wandered after the beast. Now hold, let's go to Revelation 20, right? In verse 1. And I saw a new Salakia, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, so that old wound, it said the dragon, one of the heads of the dragon was fatally wounded, right? This is Revelation 20 and 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season, right? Revelation 20 and 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. Okay? Now, let's go back to Revelation 13. Because what you got to understand is Revelation 13 and 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Why? Because in Revelation 20, after the 1,000 years were fulfilled, he went out to deceive the whole nation, the whole world, right? The four corners of the earth. So it say, and all the world wondered after the beast. Why? Because he deceived them to do so. The wound that was healed, the fatal wound that was healed on the head was the Roman Empire. They came back as who? North America, Babylon the Great, the revised Roman Empire. Okay? And they worshiped, this is verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with the beast? That's why when you go back to Isaiah 14, they say, are thou weak as us, right? Who made the world a wilderness, right? Who made the world a wilderness, man? Are you become weak as we? Who is it talking about? The Edomites, okay? Babylon the Great, man. Verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him, right? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, right, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. Now, didn't it tell you in 2 Thessalonians 2 that, starting at verse 4, who opposed him and exalted himself as God, who sitteth in the seat of God, saying that he is God, right? Isaiah 14, he said he would exalt his throne above the stars. He will sit on the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Who is this? It's talking about the elites, man, the Edomites. Okay? This is verse 6, Revelation 13 and 6. And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against power, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, which is the Israelites, the elect, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Who controls the entire planet with their philosophies? Babylon the Great, North America, right? Verse 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. How? Because the beast is going to push his mark. which is what? The RFID microchip. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. Who is those names that ain't gonna be written in the book of life? The 2/3 of Israel and the heathen nations. But this is talking about 2/3 of Israel, okay? It said whose names are not written in the book of life, slain, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world, right? Verse 11, I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon. The two horns is what, man? It represent um what is this? The Democrats and the Republicans, right? And he, verse 12, it say, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, Babylon the Great. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwelleth therein to worship the first beast. Okay? Whose deadly wound was healed, which is the Roman Empire. Babylon the Great, North America is the Roman Empire revised, man. Okay? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. Didn't they do that with um they dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? And they also gonna have this blue light, this blue beam project, right? And they also, hey, they're gonna be doing different things with this holograms, man, right? And it say he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. What that was? That was Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? What is called um the bombs, whatever call it, atomic bomb, Fat Boy and something, the little Fat Boy, whatever the bombs was called, right? The atomic bombs. Verse 14 say, and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. What miracles? You got Elon Musk is doing brain implants, right? Making paraplegics walk, making blind people see, right? These are miracles, right? And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth, because 2/3 of Jake, they believe anything they see the Edomites do, man. Okay? This ain't about, they won't care about the heathen nations, but they believe anything they see Esau do with technology, man. They believe it, right? It said, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, right? Which had the wound by a sword and did live. I read to you in Revelation 20, right? The angel that came down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, and he shut the dragon up, that old serpent, right? Talking about the when the Edomites went down, man, for 1,000 years, okay? The 1,000 years that they went down, they came back into rulership, man, right? This is what it's talking about, man. So that deadly wound was healed when they came back into power in the mid 1300s, man. As what? The revised Roman Empire, okay? To establish Babylon the Great, man. That's what this talking about. This is the fourth beast, the dragon, man, right? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Hey, Nebuchadnezzar did the same thing with the statue, man. Okay? Anyone that wouldn't worship the image, okay, that he had set up, they was gonna be killed. That's why he threw the three holy children in the fire, because they wouldn't worship the beast, man. They wouldn't worship the image. Okay, they wouldn't worship the image, so he threw them in the fire, man. So this whole thing, man, it's nothing new under the sun. Okay, now let's go to Revelation chapter 17. See, what you gotta understand is the beast is a system. It's EU and NATO. Okay. Now I read to you Revelation 13 and say it had 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads is NATO, and the 10 horns is EU, which is more nations that's been joined to them. Okay. But the point is the 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 heads is NATO, the 10 horns is EU. Okay? You gotta understand this. And I gave you the names of the 10 horns, and I gave you the names of the 7 heads. Now this Revelation 17, and we're gonna start at 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Listen to this, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Right? The 7 heads and the 10 horns. The 10 horns are 10 kings. Okay? Now today is more kings, but the point about the prophecy, the 7 heads and 10 horns. The 10 horns are 10 kings. Okay? The 7 heads is all Edomites. Okay? The 10 horns is mixed Edomites and other nations. That's why Daniel, the 2nd chapter, and 41 tell you that they shall mix themselves with the sons of men, right? They shall mingle themselves with the sons of men, but they will not cleave, right? Like miry clay, they say miry clay and iron is mixed, but they will not cleave, okay? You got to understand the prophecies in Daniel is about beasts representing kingdoms, man. Revelation 17 in verse 2. It said, with whom the kings of the earth had committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth had been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. That's why I tell you in Jeremiah 51 that the kings of the earth, the nations were mad, okay, because they had drunk. Matter of fact, let me read it so you can understand. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So when you understand that, going back to Revelation again, 17 and 2, it said, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of her fornication. It's talking about the other nations, man. Okay? The other nations. Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit in the wilderness, and I saw the woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast. The beast is EU and NATO. NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organizations. EU is the European Union. I'm going to say it again. NATO, Germania Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Germania Minor, British, and the Greek. That's the 7 heads. They're all Edomites. The 7 heads. The 10 horns, the 10 kings is Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany, and Netherlands. Those are the 10 horns, the 10 kings. Okay? Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Hold on, let's go back to 3. Revelation 17 and 3. So he carried me away in the spirit in the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast. What's scarlet? Red. Edomites. Okay? Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The beasts have 7 heads and 10 horns. It's a system, okay, of Edomites and the other nations that's joined to the Edomites. Okay, that's the beast. What we establishing is the beast and their mark, man. Verse 4. And the woman is North America. Okay. Hey, see the Abraham, Shalom, Maki, Haba Shema Shah, Bashim Kakadash Brakathum. The beast is EU and NATO, the woman is North America. Okay. Verse 4, Revelation 17 and 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. It said having a golden cup in her hand, right? This is Jeremiah 51 in verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. This is talking about Babylon the Great. That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad, right? And the Lord said he's going to have the nations playing out a role, which I'm going to read until the time of the Lord be fulfilled, which is all these things are going to happen until the elect get sealed, man. Then destruction is going to start. But we establishing the beast and the mark. Now this is verse 4 again. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, right? Talking about the elect, some of the elect, right? Some of the Israelites going, the elect going to be put to death. The Lord say, they persecuted me, they shall persecute you, right? And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Now, real quick, I'm going to look at that word, martyrs, right? Because I'm reading this from the blue letter. Martyrs, it's a G3144. It's a witness, okay? A witness for Yahushua. A witness, right? That's what it's about. A witness, right? Those who, after his examen, have proved the strength and genuineness of their faith in Hamashiach by undergoing a violent death. Okay? A witness, though, right? So let's go back. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs, right? Of the witnesses of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thy marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her. Carried who? North America. Which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. This is the point, okay? And this is beautiful. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. Now hold, let's deal with that, right? Let's go to Revelation 20. Let's go to Revelation 20. We got to deal with this. Now I said the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit, right? This is Revelation 21. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, the deceiver, and Satan, the adversary, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into a bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he shall deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years be fulfilled. Verse 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan, the adversary, shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 corners of the earth. Okay? So that bottomless pit that the angel set a seal on was who? The Edomites, man. The Roman Empire. That's why it say the fatal wound was healed. Because in the mid 1300s, they came back into rulership after the 1,000 years. Okay? Because 1,000 years, that's when Jake ruled the earth, right? What they call the Byzantine Empire. Okay? They call them the Moors, right? Now, back in Revelation 17, Revelation 17 and 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, which was the Edomites when they came out of Caucasus Mountain, okay, Mount Petra, right? Came out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. Now hold, it said not go into perdition. Now let's go to Second Thessalonians, right? Let's go to Second Thessalonians to see who is. It say the beast. It say the beast that thou sawest, right? That is descended out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell upon the earth shall wonder whose name was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world when they behold the beast that was and is not and is yet is. Now, let's go to that. This is Second Thessalonians. Hey, cause this is important, man. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who are they talking about? The Edomites that was going to be revealed in the latter times, right? So again, Revelation 17 and 8, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Talking about 2/3 of Israel. When they behold the beast that was and is not and is yet is, and here is the mind which have wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, okay, which is NATO. And there are 7 kings, right? 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he come, he must continue a short space. Now hold. Let's go back to Revelation 20. Hey, these scriptures link up perfectly, man. This is Revelation 20 and verse 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations. Now hold, let's jump back to verse 3. Revelation 20 and 3. It say, and set a seal and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he shall deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. A little season. Let's go back again. Revelation 17 and verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. I just read it to you, Revelation 20 and 3. And set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more until the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must go out to be loosed a little season. Right here. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Right? This is talking about the revived Roman Empire. Edomites, when they came back in the rulership during the mid 1300s, when they came out of Caucasus Mountain. Okay. And the beast, Revelation 17 and 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th and goeth into perdition. What did 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 say? The man of sin The son of perdition is who? The Edomites. Job 9 and 24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which I read you their names, right? EU, which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Don't we see that in the what is the UN up there in New York, man? All the nations at the UN table has joined what? To the beast, man. Have given their power to who? North America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Verse 14. These, now hold on, Revelation 17 and 13. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Listen to this. 14. These shall make war with the Lamb. Who shall make war with the Lamb? The 7 heads and 10 horns. They're giving their power to the beast for 1 hour. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. The Lamb is who? Yahushua. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, man. Right? The elect and the holy angels. Right? Let's come back with Yahushua. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Don't they call Babylon the great melting pot, where all nations are here? Yes, man. It say the water where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, man. Here, Babylon the Great. Everybody here, all nations, man. All 18 nations are here in Babylon the Great right now, man. Okay? Living deliciously, man. Okay, off the delicacies. As I tell you in Revelation 18 chapter. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. That's why now it tell you in Daniel the 2nd chapter, right, verse 41, that they was mixed, but they would not cleave, man. They were mingled together, but they would not cleave one to another, right? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, the 10 horns are who? EU, man. These shall hate the whore, right? And shall make her naked, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, right? For power have put in their hearts, because what it tell you when what is that, Proverbs 21 and 1? The king's heart are in the hands of the Lord. He turneth it wheresoever he will. So they don't understand what's going on, but the elect do, right? It said, for God have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdoms unto the beast. That's why North America, Babylon the Great, pushed all their policies to every other nation. Okay? Their policies, their legislations, their democracy, right? Their laws. And it said, and power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. That means until the elect get sealed, until this word get to all the elect throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, so things is going to play out as the Lord's will until the elect get sealed, man. Right? And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Now, didn't it say the kings didn't it say the 10 kings was what? It said who reign over the kings of the earth. The kings of the earth are who? EU, right? And NATO. The whore, the woman, is North America, man. That it said right here. Revelation 17:18. And the woman, which is North America, which thou sawest, is that great city. What's the great city? What's the best place on earth? So they say, North America, Babylon the Great, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Okay? Now, Let's go to Revelation 19. And after these, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our power. Right? For true and righteousness are his judgment. For he have judged the great whore, which is North America, which did corrupt the earth with her fornications, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. Okay? Now, let's jump down. We start at Revelation 19 and verse 11, right? And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, which I read to you in Revelation the 6th chapter, right? The white horse, and the red horse, and the pale horse. The red and pale horse is the Edomites. The white horse was Yahushua, right? And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war, right? And his eyes were as the flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, because he went forth, like it tell you in Revelation 6, he went forth to conquering, right? And he took all the crown because he destroyed all the kings of the earth, right? And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. That's why I tell you in Isaiah 63, who it is that coming from Edom will die, garments from Basra, Yahweh, okay? Because he's coming to destroy the Edomites in their kingdom, their rulership. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in linen, white and clean. Now let's read that. The armies that's going to follow Yahweh. Okay, this is Psalms. This is Psalms 68 and verse 17. And it reads, the chariots of power are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Okay? The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. The chariots of power are 20,000, even thousands of angels. So the army that's coming with Yahweh are 20,000 chariots, even thousands of angels. So let's go back. Revelation 19 and verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. This is talking about the chariots with great power, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, all 17 heathen nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power, right? The winepress is full of what? Edomites and heathen nations, okay? Because of what they did to Yahweh first and foremost, and what they did to his saints, man, okay? And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. He cried with a loud voice, saying, oh, that's talking about to the fowls, right? For them to come supple. So let me jump back to 19, because this is about the beast. Revelation 19 and 19, right? And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies, man. This beast, who you people talking about, the beast image is spiritual, it's philosophies. No, man. It's the mark of the beast, man. Revelation 19 and 19. And I saw the beast, okay, and the kings of the earth and their armies. So this beast and the kings of the earth that's joined to the who gave their power to the beast, they have armies, man. It say, and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his armies, man. Who are they talking about? This is talking about EU and NATO and their military, man. They have a military. North America has the greatest military on the planet, right? What you got? You got the three head. We got the three the unclean spirits, right? You got the military, you got the financial, and you got the religion, man. Okay, the three unclean spirits that came what is it, out of the dragon, right? Military, religion, and monetary, man. Okay, so it's a and the beast, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat upon the horse and against his armies. So, and you see it in these movies, man, like Independence Day, right? What they doing? Independence 1 and 2. Okay? They got other movies too, man. When they show you, oh, it's an alien invasion, and what they do, they send their men out and they stealth bombers and they F-35s and whatever F-whatevers, right? To fight against the so-called aliens that be in the movies. Which you know those are Yahweh Shai and the angels coming back, right? Verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, which is the Vatican, the Roman Empire, right? The revised Roman Empire. But it said the false prophet, which is who? Rome. Because Rome controls all the churches in North America, man. Okay, every church on this planet is controlled by the Vatican, man. Okay, Rome. So the false prophet is the Roman is the Vatican, right? What is called the Roman Catholic Church, right? They control all religion on the planet, man. Okay, so it's saying the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. What's the mark of the beast? The RFID microchip, man. Okay, you are going to be marked, man. As I went into the lesson yesterday, when you go to Revelation 13, 18, the three sixes, when you go to that 666, right? What is it? Psychi stigma, however you pronounce it. I'm not really good at pronouncing that. But when you go to stigma, it tell you shall be pricked, right? A mark to show that you are putting somebody over you as your God, man. Okay? Ownership, right? It say, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast. Who are they trying to get to take this mark of the beast? You two-thirds of Israel. You Israelites. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And them that worshiped his image, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Because he told us, you know, the fowls of heaven and the beasts of the earth, right? Hey, they're gonna have a big feast, man, because it's gonna be bodies everywhere, man. Right? So let's go to Revelation chapter 12. Revelation 12 and 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. The dragon is who? Babylon the Great, man, right? And the kings of the earth has been joined to the dragon through EU and NATO, man, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil, the deceiver, the accuser, and Satan, the adversary, which deceived the whole earth. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Okay? And I heard a voice saying, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation. Because it tell you that the elect's going to get beamed up, right? in the chariots. When they come back down, the earth, Yahweh Shai is gonna replenish the earth, and it's gonna be the God of Eden all over again, refreshed, okay, renewed, right? And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. That's Satan, man. Right? Look what they doing. Look what my seed got them doing. Eating pork, eating shrimp, crabs, and lobster. They being homosexuals, right? They accuse us day and night, and they doing it day and night, man. But what Yahweh Shah said, he have Yahweh told Elijah what? I have 7,000 men that have not bowed to the knee of Satan, man, of Baal, of Baal. Okay? And now them 7,000 had turned to 144,000. Okay? This talking about the heads of Israel who's going to be with Yahweh Shai. Right? So that accuser is who? Satan, man. And they overcame him, verse 11, Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death, man. Right? So we knowing this, man. The Lord say this, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, this going into, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. Now this going into Yahweh Shai and Mary and also the nation of Israel. Okay. Because when you go to Revelation 3 and 15, he told Satan that he was going to put enmity between thee and the woman, right? And between thy seed and her seed. Which that her seed is talking about the Israelites. The Israelites and the Edomites was going to be back and forth with enmity, right? That's why I tell you in Genesis 25 that they struggled together in the womb. And when they was going to be born, there was going to be two separate nations. Okay? So this beast, which is EU and NATO, okay, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO, and EU, which is the European Union, they have been joined together and they have given power to the beast for 1 hour, man. Okay? The harlot that sits on the scarlet colored beast, which I read, is talking about Babylon the Great, North America, man. Okay? North America controls EU and NATO, man. They are all joined together, right? But to tell you what, in Revelation 17 and 16, matter of fact, let's go back to it. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So when you go back to Jeremiah 51, this is what it says. Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Okay? So the Lord say, since you drunken of her wine, well, you're gonna be destroyed too. But guess what? He said they're gonna do his will. They're gonna agree, right? So this was the Lord telling the nations to do to Babylon the Great. Revelation 18 and verse 3. And it reads, for all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Talking to the elect, right? Shalom, Yahbashim, Yahweh Shabashim, Krokadash, Brakatham. Shalom. Right? It say Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and power have remembered her iniquities. This is the Lord telling the heathen nations. Reward her even as she rewarded you. And this also going to go to the elect too, man, because we're going to be able to pay these devils back for what they did to us, man. Okay? But he's talking to the heathen nations, right? Because it tell you in Isaiah 14, death shall meet them at their coming, right? Isaiah 14, Salakia. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her work, in the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double, right? How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plague come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh, Bahashmi Yahweh shall power, who judgeth her. Right? All the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived illicitly with her shall bewail her and lament for her, which they shall see the smoke of her burning. Right? Now, when you go to Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah 14. Let's go to Isaiah 14 and let's start at verse 9, right? No. Let's start at verse 5. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 4. Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which is you Edomites, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Didn't it say right here in Jeremiah 51 and 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, right? It say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Babylon the Great, the land of milk and honey, right? Home of the brave, right? The paved streets of gold. It said the Lord, verse 5, Isaiah 14 and 5, the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Okay? Let's look at that word hindereth. See what that is. This is Isaiah 14, verse 6. Let's see what hindereth mean. H28:20. It says to withhold, restrain, hold back, keep in, check, refrain. To withhold, keep back, keep for oneself, keep from, hold in check, restrain. It's a refrain, spare, reserve, right? Spare, keep back, withhold, refrain, reserved, hold back, forbear, hinder, punished, withholding. Okay, so going back, he who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruleth the nation in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth, right? The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Okay, it said, yet the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Who is this fellow? Let's look up that word, fellow. This is the word fellow, feller, H3772. To cut off, cut down, cut off a body part, cut out, eliminate, kill, cut a covenant, to cut. So they're talking about what? The ones that making the earth a wilderness, man. Okay, so it said even the trees gonna rejoice. So yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee. So the trees gonna rejoice when you Edomites go down, man. That is crazy. The cedars of Lebanon saying, Since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. This is the point that's linking to Jeremiah 51:7 and Revelation 18. Isaiah 14:9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. Who are they talking about? The other kings, the 10 kings. Okay? Listen, it said it have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Okay? All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Hey, they're gonna even the Edomites gonna be lower than you. Because the Lord said after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, they're gonna get put to death. But you other nations, you other 16 heathen nations, is gonna be able to go back into your lands. You're gonna come and pay us tributaries forever, but you're gonna be able to go back into your lands. The Edomites is gonna be done away with. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worms is spread under thee. The worms represent corruption, corrosion, and the worms cover thee. He say you should be going into darkness. You're gonna be. Hey, what it say is that you ain't gonna. They're gonna look and say, "Where are they, man?" Right? It's gonna be like a dream. Okay. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Right? Light bearers, the light bearers of the earth, the Illuminati, sons of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? How they weak the nations? With their philosophies, with their policies, with their legislations, with their democracy. Right? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. What are the stars of God? The Hebrew Israelites. Okay? I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mountain of congregation, the sides of the north. Well, they say he will sit also upon the mountain of the congregation. They control all the religions, right? From the Vatican, they Roman Catholicism. They control all religions with their Roman Catholicism. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High, right? Verse 16, they that see thee shall now look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? How you made the earth to tremble? With your fat boy, your little fat boy bombs, right? That made the world also, they also made the earth to tremble too, with their armies. Hey, Alexander the Creep army was so big, man. Hey, they vibrated the ground when they was walking, marching to go right conquer the known world, man. It say they that made the world as a wilderness. Who was destroying the earth? The Edomites, right? And destroyed the city thereof, that opened not the houses of the prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. Because thou art cast out of his grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that goeth down to the stones of the pit, and as carcasses trodden on the feet, man. Okay? Everything about you Edomites is finna come down. But the point is, the beast is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the EU, the European Union. And their mark is the RFID microchip, man. Okay? It is the RFID microchip. What else could it be, man? And for you camps that don't understand, hey, just say you don't understand, man. It's right here in the scriptures, man. Okay? Now, when you go to Isaiah, matter of fact, let me go to it. This is Isaiah 30, which I love to go to, man. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, talking about you Hebrew Israelites, you two-thirds, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Okay? You take the covering of Babylon the Great, right? Now let's go to this. This is Isaiah 36:6. And because you take covering of the spirit of Babylon the Great, the beast, this is what's going to happen to you. Isaiah 36:6. This is what the Lord say. Okay, it say Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed. Then I read to you that the Lord say his kingdom is broken down, man. It's destroyed, right? The Lord say, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, and all 2/3 of Israel lean onto Babylon the Great, they lean into the government, right? This Section 8, the habitat housing, they disability, social security, their food stamps, they trust in the staff of this broken reed, right? It say, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. Okay? When you read Leviticus 19:28, that mark, the word for mark is quaqua, right? Meaning incision, right? When you go to Revelation 13:16, that word mark is charagma, imprinted, right? With a badge, right? With a badge of the beast system, okay? When you go to Revelation 13:18, the 3 6s, stigma, it says you're going to be pricked, etched, a sketch, etch, going to be an etching, right? You're going to be pricked, inserted with a mark, man. Okay? The beast is EU and NATO and North America, which is the harlot that sits on the beast, which they're going to burn her, make her naked and desolate. And they have a mark, man. Again, it reads, lo, thy trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it, man. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. This is spiritual Egypt, man. So if you trust in this system, you're going to take their mark, man. You're going to take it. Thus saith the Lord. Now, this is another one I like to go to. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10, because it said the same thing, man. For the love of money is the root of all evil, right? If you got an account and you got money and they transfer over to the RFID microchip, how you going to get your money out your account? How you going to get it? This is how you're going to get it. For the love of money is the root to all evil, which, while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. One of the sorrows is you're going to be pierced through with the RFID microchip to get your money. Okay? Listen, man. Revelation 13:16, clear to tell you, man. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads. Okay? The word mark is corrupt. That no man may buy or sell, say he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay? Now, when you go to Revelation 14, why would the Lord, now you know Jake gonna be destroyed, 2/3 for following philosophies, right? The religions of the world, but this ain't talking about no damn philosophies, man. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine. It say, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angel and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, which is a long period of time, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Let's see. And that word mark there in Revelation 14 is Charagma. G5480, man. Okay? G5480. A stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the beast system, man. Okay? Of idolatrous image, mark, graven. And you can't get around it, man. Now, let me see. Revelation 15, right? And 1. And I saw an angel, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath is Salaki, for in them is filled up the wrath of power. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, stand on a sea of glass, having the harps of power, being in the chariots. Okay, looking down at Babylon the Great and the entire planet being ablaze of fire. Okay, it say who got victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, man. How can you get victory over philosophies? How can you get victory over the image or over the mark, man, without not being taken this, man? You can't get victory over Esau Edom by not uh being indoctrinated with their philosophies, man. Is you people stupid, man? You people's is stupid, man. This is Revelation 16. And I heard a great voice, Revelation 16 and 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your way and pour out the vials of the wrath of the power upon the earth. And the first one and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Why would you get a sore for philosophies? It don't make sense, man. It's not adding up, man. Okay? It's not adding up, man. And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. How can you get a mark for following philosophies, man? Why would they when you understand what Nebuchadnezzar did, right? When the 3 holy children then bow down to the image, right? That was basically like they didn't do it. You either gonna do it or you ain't, right? With this mark, you gotta take this, man. You have to take this, okay? Because they didn't bow down to the image, they was thrown in the fire, man. That's like a philosophy, if you want to say, right? Because that's something that they didn't have to take, they just had to do. This is a mark you got to take, man. And if you don't take this, you ain't gonna be able to eat. You ain't gonna be able to buy nothing, man. And they showing you everywhere. Okay, Amazon got a store lined up. When you go in there, when you start pulling stuff out of the freezers or whatever, it's gonna ring up, man, because they're gonna have your chip is lined up with the technology they got with the cameras, man. Okay, when you get something, it's gonna ring up and it's gonna come off your chip, man, because your money's gonna be on your chip. This is Revelation 20 in verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. That's what martyr mean, a witness. And for the word of power, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image. It said they was beheaded. So a lot of brothers gonna be beheaded, man. Right? It say neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Right? Now, let me check some real quick. Go to this, I'm in the blue letter. That word mark. That word mark is still charagma, man. Okay? It's still charagma, man. No matter what you do. Now, one of the verses I love to go to is Psalms Psalms 116 and 15. And it reads, precious in the sight of the Lord Yahweh is the death of his saints. Okay? Hey, shalom, shalom, sister, shalom. Yahabashim Shah Bashim Kakadash Barakatah. Psalms 116 and 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, man. Okay? So what you got to understand is the word martyr just means witness, right? But it tell you that some of the brothers gonna be beheaded, man. Okay? Gonna be beheaded for not taking the mark of the beast. Hey, and the Lord said, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, man. So if it come to that, man, hey, Yahushua said what? They persecuted me, they're gonna persecute you, man. Okay? Because they hated me first before they hated you. But guess what? When you go to St. John, with that St. John 16 and 33, it reads this. These things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye may have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Right? He said you shall have tribulation. Let's read the tribulation. It's Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. For none of those things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil, the deceivers, the accusers, the beasts and their system shall cast some of you into prison that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation. He just said in St. John 16:33, in the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world, man. Right? That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which is an unnumbered number, right? Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown. I will give thee a crown of life, man. Right? Now, when you go to Revelation chapter 3, Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? What does patience mean? Let's look it up, because I'm in the blue letter. Let's look at the word patience. The word patience, G5281. It says steadfastness, constancy, endurance. Okay? Patiently, steadfast, waiting for, a patient enduring, sustaining, perseverance, right? To endure, man. Oh, right here. Sufferings. Okay? It's a um it's a in the New Testament, the characteristics of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings, man. You will not be moved no matter what, man. Okay? So the word patience, to suffer, man. Okay? To endure. So the Lord say, because thou hast kept the word, Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? That suffering to endure, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. What's going to come upon all the world? The RFID microchip. It damn sure ain't no philosophies, man. Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwelleth upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Talking to the elect men, the 144,000. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven from power, and I will write upon him my new name. Okay? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. You got to believe this, man. You got to believe this. Which shall come upon the world. This ain't talking about no philosophy that's going to come upon the world, man. The philosophies of the world is already out there. You got Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, Jehovah Witness, Protestant, Seventh-day Adventist. You got all these religions, man. They are already here. They're already in people's brains. People see these and think about these. A lot of the elect came from out of these philosophies, man. So you telling me this is what the mark of the beast is? Philosophies? Come on, man. The Lord say they were what? As a matter of fact, let's get that. Revelation 14 and 3. Right? And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women. What's the women? When you go to Proverbs, was that chapter 5, it tell you about the philosophies of the world. They are called women, man. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. That's Matthew 25. The 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto power and to the Lamb. Okay? They were not defiled with women. What women, man? Let's read that. I know I'm going long, but it's just the spirit. This is Proverbs 5. I'm going to start at 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom and bow down thy ear to my understanding, that thou may regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is as smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to hell. Her steps take hold on hell. This is talking about philosophies. This ain't talking about a woman, a regular woman. This is talking about philosophies. Least thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Right? Verse 8 say, remove thy way far from her, and come not near, and come not nigh the door of her house. Okay? This is talking about philosophies, man. Let me see. Was another one. Right. This is Proverbs 5 and verse 17. It reads, let them be alone. It say, let them be alone thy own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. This is talking about wisdom. Let her be as the loving hen and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times. This is talking about wisdom, man. Okay? And be thou ravished always with her love. What does it tell you in Revelation 2 and 5? Your first love is the word of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, man. Okay? Listen, verse 20, Proverbs 5 and 20. And why would thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger? This is talking about other philosophies. Okay? For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he punneth all his goings. Right? So don't get caught up with these philosophies, man. Don't get caught up with the philosophy of the world, man. That's what the Lord say in Revelation 14. They were not defiled with what? Let's go back to it real quick. Revelation 14 and 4. These are they which were not defiled with women. It's talking about philosophies, man. Okay? If you follow the ways of this world and the philosophies, you're going to be destroyed. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gave, matter of fact, let me read that. Revelation 2 and verse let me see, Revelation 2 and 4. It say, nevertheless, I had somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen. Ain't we the fallen angels? It tell you that in Peter's, it tell you that in Jude, it tell you that in Genesis 6 and 3. Okay? The fallen angels are the Hebrew Israelites, the men. Okay? Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly and will remove thy candlestick, meaning your wisdom not to understanding, out of his place, except thou repent. So the beast is EU and NATO, right? In North America. The mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. Okay, so Lord witness is edifying. Gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, waking up the hope for the elect. Shalom to the Akwaf while listening and learning. I'm Isaiah coming at you another lesson in true facts, faith, and edification. Shalom.